In this video, I will discuss about phase space and phase trajectories. Instead of directly jumping into the main topic, I am starting from little bit basic just to make this video more understandable for everyone. So firstly, Newtonian dynamics is deterministic because if the equation of motion of any dynamical system and the initial conditions are given, then the future of the particle can be uniquely determined. Suppose a particle is moving in one dimension called q. So what will be its Newton equation of motion? It will be d2q dt square is equal to F by m, where F is the force acting on the particle and m is the mass of the particle. In general, this force is a function of position q time t and also dq dt. Here a question may come to your mind that why the force is a function of dq dt although it's a function of q and t separately. Well, here you have to appreciate the fact that q and dq dt are completely independent dynamical variable initially. It is after solving the equation of motion you can find q as a function of t, and then you can find dq dt just by differentiating q with respect to t, not before that. If the force is not explicitly time dependent, the system governed by that force is called autonomous system. And throughout this video, we'll talk about autonomous systems. Let's look at a conservative system with which we all are familiar. That is the simple harmonic oscillator. Its potential is half m omega square q square, where omega is the angular velocity. The equation of motion of SHO is given here. As it is a second order differential equation, we need two initial conditions to solve it. So what are they? To find it out, we are converting this second order differential equation into two first order differential equations. From these two differential equations, it's obvious that we need initial position and initial velocity as initial conditions. So the differential equation along with the initial conditions can specify the future of the particle uniquely. But interestingly, to find the general kind of solution, you don't even need to solve the differential equations. Here we will plot p versus q, where p is the momentum, that is the mass multiplied by its velocity. Now since the initial condition implies specifying a point on this plane, some initial p of 0 and q of 0. As time goes along, q changes to q of t and p changes to p of t. This point moves on this plane, and this plane is called phase plane. And the trajectory made by the point is called phase trajectory. A point on the phase space specifies a system completely. So how the phase trajectory of simple harmonic oscillator will look like? By dividing one differential equation with other, we can find this. And finally integrating, we get, if we multiply both sides of this equation by m, it turns out that it's the summation of kinetic energy and potential energy of the SHO in the left hand side. So the right hand side must be total energy. And this total energy E is a constant of motion. In general, this is an equation of ellipse if we plot V versus Q or P versus Q. By P I mean momentum. So if you draw the potential energy of the SHO with respect to Q, it turns out to be a parabola, and any oscillating system can be represented as a point inside the parabola, and it will oscillate with respect to time. The point moves along with time, but it never escapes the parabolic region classically. The shortest distance of the point from the q-axis represents the total energy of the particle, which is always constant in this case. Remember, here you can't place any phase point below the q-axis because the region below the q-axis represents negative total energy, and as the potential energy is always positive in this case, negative total energy represents negative kinetic energy, which is not possible. Now to draw the phase trajectory of a SHO having the total energy is equal to 1, say, we have to choose the position of the ellipse. by the following way shown here. Remember, this ellipse is drawn in a phase space which is P versus Q, and the phase point will trace the trajectory in clockwise direction, because when the pendulum is in the rightmost position, its momentum is towards left, which is negative according to this convention. The same process is shown for higher energy. One beautiful property of this potential is the time period of every oscillator with different kind of energies are same. It means the time taken to complete one rotation does not depend on the energy of the oscillator. I will explain this phenomenon in some other videos later. If you are interested, try to draw the phase trajectory of underdamped oscillator whose energy is continuously decreasing. I am giving you the phase trajectory. And for the overdamped oscillator, the phase trajectory will look like this. Let's look at another type of potential, which is inverted parabola, which means the potential energy is proportional to minus q square. If any particle with total energy 0 comes from left or right, will stop where the potential energy is 0, that is at the origin. Because the total energy and the potential energy both can be 0 simultaneously if and only if the kinetic energy is 0. As the kinetic energy vanishes at the origin, the particle stops there. From the phase trajectory, it will be clear that as the particle comes towards the origin, its momentum decreases and it vanishes at the origin. Similarly, when the particle comes from right, the magnitude of its negative velocity decreases as it comes towards the origin and vanishes at origin. And if the particle starts from origin with little bit positive velocity, it will continue to increase its velocity. And similar case will happen for negative initial velocity. If any particle has energy greater than 0, it will continue to move in one particular direction. But the interesting fact to note here is that its kinetic energy will be minimum when the potential energy is maximum, because the total energy is always constant. Therefore, the velocity of the particle will be lowest at the position where the potential energy is maximum, that is at q is equal to 0. So the phase trajectory of the particle coming from left will be like this. And here is the phase trajectory of the particle coming from right. So all the phase trajectories of different particles containing positive energy simultaneously looks like this. But what will be if the total energy of the particle is negative? Well, the particle will collide with the wall and reverse its direction. Remember here, the total energy is negative only because the negative potential energy. The kinetic energy is always positive. The phase trajectories of different particles with different negative energy can be drawn in this manner. Finally, look at the phase portrait of this potential. Phase portrait means the phase trajectories of all the particles with different types of energies, including positive and negative energies. The two deep yellow lines passing through the origin are called separatrix because it separates the phase trajectories of two different kind of motions. One is the motion with positive energies and other is the motion with the negative energies. If you have any suggestion to make or any question to ask, please do it in the comment section. Thanks for watching.